Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Cult Classic Podcast. Cameron Jones here with my co-host,
Mark Nussle.
Jordan Jones.
We're done with Tom Hanks from now. We had a fun little summer of Tom Hanks, but we're going to keep things light still with kind of more of a fall movie, really. What are we doing this week?
Sneaky fall movie.
We're doing the 1999 movie Big Daddy.
Sonny Koufax is a man who's trying to find himself, and instead, he finds a random child and he takes him.
Big Daddy is a little too close for comfort for Jordan Jones now that he's older. Big Daddy, what if?
Nature called. Look who answered.
Starring Adam Sandler, Joey Lauren Adams, Jon Stewart, Cole and Dylan Sprouse, Leslie Mann, Steve Buscemi, Rob Schneider.
This is the story of a burnout from New York who's trying to get his life together after his girlfriend Vanessa dumps him.
It's more of your tame Adam Sandler, I'll say. Maybe it's not your sort of wild and crazy Adam Sandler.
This isn't silly Adam Sandler. This is a little more of a serious role, but we're still with your silly.
This is the family-friendly promise that was never realized, Adam Sandler. The hope that we could do more of these, but just is like, nah.
Big Daddy is a depiction of what you wish your childhood would have been like if you got anything you wanted, and it turns out it turns you into the smelly kid in class.
That's true.
Once you adopt a kid, you've got to keep him.
Is that the tagline?
That's the tagline. Big Daddy.
All right, this movie is directed by Dennis Dugan. Possibly Dugan, don't come for me. He also did Grown Ups, Saving Silverman, Happy Gilmore, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry.
I like all those except for I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. More so because I only saw
two
it
heavy hitters
once.
coming up. The Benchwarmers, I know you love that movie. And Don't Mess with the Zohan. I know you love that movie.
No, neither. Okay. Fun fact, he's also in this movie. He is the guy that when Adam Sandler does the B&E during Halloween.
He's not prepared for Halloween.
He's the guy in the house.
Yeah.
No, that's him?
That's him,
Oh,
yeah.
I fucking love that. So he's in a lot of his own movies. I think he's in every one of his movies
I
he
was
directed.
surprised. I thought he was strictly dictally like Sandman, but he's more of a, he's got a more diverse he's got more movies directed than I thought he did. Just comedies, but I thought he was just Sandman.
I wonder like which way it goes. Is it like Dennis Dugan who wants to work with Adam, or is it Adam who's like, I like this director? Or,
bit of both. You
Probably
want to
both.
work with him, but you also got to stay busy and
got
pay the
some
bills.
writers
So, I mean,
involved
you
too,
got
I'm
other.
sure.
Yeah, but it's good to as this movie proves in the next 15 years, it's good to get in Sandman's crew.
True.
You're getting steady work.
honestly.
I mean, for real.
All right, let's get to the meat of it all. Adam Sandler plays Sonny Koufax.
This is writing right after Waterboy. They were filming actually when it came out, so they didn't know it was a huge hit yet. But I mean, we've already had like the start of like those what became Happy Madison. Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. But this was probably like just the height of Adam
this
Sandler
Happy
kind
Madison's
of.
productions?
No, it was actually this was the last one before he started Happy
got it.
Madison.
And you can kind of feel the shift in him.
Well, then Happy Madison got a little wackier.
Yeah.
And,
But I think this is outside of Hotel Transylvania 1 or 2.
Yep.
This is his highest grossing
Live
action movie. And that makes sense. One, because it's not as sophomoric and, wacky as his early comedies. And it's got the family appeal. So it makes sense. And like Cameron said, just right in the meat of maybe he's as famous
99,
now.
this is this is
Like,
right
he
there.
could not go wrong. Everybody was still with him.
it was height of likable Adam Sandler. Not that
Yeah.
he's non-likable now. I still love him, but
He's phoned it in for 10 years.
Yeah.
Joey Lauren Adams plays Layla.
My favorite movie that she's in for me is Mallrats, probably, but she's kind of in the Kevin Smith group as well.
Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dazed and Confused. Go back and see her episode of that.
She's a likable one. She's also in Chasing Amy.
That's the third installment, right, of the
it's
New Jersey trilogy or
it's
whatever.
like they're three. It's the same characters as Mallrats, sort of, and sort of not, right?
Yeah,
Clerks,
Yeah.
Mallrats,
Mallrats,
and then
Clerks, and that, yep.
Chasing Amy. Jon Stewart. We all know Jon Stewart. He plays Kevin Garrity, the actual.
Yeah, the
Actually,
biological father.
Yes,
Okay.
his work in The Faculty was, I think, also in 99. It might be a little before 99, right? 97, 8.
But this is that weird part in looking back now in Jon Stewart's career, he wasn't yet Jon Stewart of The Daily Show. I think it was about happening now. 99 was his first season.
Or at least it wasn't being taken as serious news
when
yet.
was his first season?
I think the first season was 99,
Oh, wow.
98. So he was still acting just before that. He also makes a cameo. Go check out our... Did we ever post Half Baked?
Who can say?
That was our first.
If we got
first
that,
one.
so
I don't know if we did.
You'll see him as an acting cameos of people he was friends with from the comedy scene, and this is one of them.
And I was gonna save this maybe for questions, comments, but I would argue he's so likable, and I love seeing him in this. And maybe it's just because I know who Jon Stewart is now, but he could have had almost like a Tom Hanks, just likable quality to him. That, like,
maybe
no
that's
matter-
not what he wanted, the avenue he wanted to take.
Well,
but-
I have heard him also just talk that he was a little disgruntled when The Daily Show started becoming kind of millennials' main actual source for news, because he wanted to still be lighthearted and comedic. Then he's like, shit, we actually have to do our research and give people the news.
Shit, these
because
fucking 20-somethings are relying on me to give them some fucking news.
So I do know, I mean, he's embraced it now, but he was a little reluctant that he's like, shit, people are really taking this in. I want it to be fun.
Because he's good looking enough, and I bet he could have been goofier. Maybe a little Paul Rudd action.
A brunette Jon Stewart. We don't get the wispy grays quite yet.
Yeah, love
Not
seeing
distinguished
it.
yet.
But love seeing it. Love seeing some Jon Stewart.
This one's kind of fun for our younger crowd. Cole and Dylan Sprouse plays Julian, Frankenstein, if you will. These kids are Disney guys.
I was about to say, I think they're Disney kids, but they're not my
They had
generation.
like a show on Disney. They're like twins.
Zach and
Zach and
Son.
Cody?
Zach and Cody. Yes.
Okay, so I do
I would
remember
say
that.
they're
But
the generation below us of
Yeah.
Disney shows, or maybe two. I don't even
Yeah.
know.
I'd say directly below us, because I remember it, but I didn't
Like
watch
two
it.
below me, maybe one below you.
Maybe it was like if I was sick in high school, like I'd have to pop that on. Like, oh, Zach and Cody, goddamn.
Oh no!
Unless I'm
shucks.
crazy.
Oh, yeah, hey, fuck you.
Unless I'm crazy. I saw pictures of them recently now, and they look kind of way different, but as kids, they looked exactly alike.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
they're
you
pretty
mean
ripped
they-
and just like generally good looking now.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
Or are you saying they don't look
Oh,
like
from
identical?
each other. Yeah, they do look a little more fraternal than identical. Weirdly, I might have just seen very drastic pictures of them like making face. I don't know, but
Let's see. Let's get through the rest of the stuff here. Leslie Mann plays Corinne, the sister of Layla.
you know her from some of the Judd Apatow movies. She's also married to Judd Apatow, and that's kind of why she's. part of
You
that
really know her from George of the Jungle, though. You really do.
Wow, I just need to refresh myself on Homeward Bound and George of the Jungle for how
There's
much.
3 movies she was
Cameron-
in during this time period that was before the Apatow movies, and then I found out later on that she was married to Judd Apatow. You got this. You got George of the Jungle.
I'm sorry.
Guess.
It's just it is
and
what it is.
Cable Guy.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm not as familiar with Larry the Cable Guy either. With-
Rewatch it. It doesn't hold up. We could do it for this. That might be,
It's
if
a-
not a classic, a
I
cult.
That's kinda-
think
that's
that
cult.
is a cult classic, I
cult
believe.
It's definitely more cool class.
The only reason people's problem with that is Jim Carrey, but mine is actually
Matthew Broderick.
I just hate him.
Yeah, we know how you feel.
I love Ferris Bueller, but I hate everything else Matthew Broderick does. Except shout out to what's the Civil War movie? Glory.
Oh, Glory.
Haven't seen that in years though.
We're gonna kind of get into like the Adam Sandler crew now. You've got Rob Schneider.
I mean, standalone, I will say Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, and European Gigolo. He has had his own thing,
Yeah, he had his own thing.
but there was that.
Was on SNL.
Steve Buscemi.
I mean, Fargo. I mean, he definitely has had his own other things that are just dramatic roles. But I mean, he is part of the Sandman crew now.
This is just proof though that like if you're cool with Sandman, you'll get in his movies, even if you have your own thing.
True. But, I mean, Steve Buscemi, also check out Miracle Workers. He's currently part of that. It's on HBO. First season was really funny. Can't say anything about the second.
I can tell you though where Sandman and Steve Buscemi met. It was in Airheads, like 1993's Airheads. Check it out. Maybe stay tuned. We might do it.
Super unverified. This episode was supposed to be Airheads.
That's true. But good luck
Couldn't
finding
find
that
it
right.
anywhere.
Nope.
Fucking
Sure
YouTube.
can.
Sort of along the same lines as the Adam Sandler crew, we've got Alan Covert, Grandma's Boy,
Yeah, I mean, he at least, that is one big standalone.
Jack and Jill, Little Nicky, 50 First Dates. He's in there.
Yeah, I mean, he's in all the Sandmans, but I will say at least Grandma's Boy is at least a nice standalone. That's a funny movie, man.
Also though, Happy Madison production.
Yeah, I know, but it's not starring Adam Sandler on
you're
that
right.
one.
You're right.
Peter Dante, also 50 First Dates. That's my boy, Waterboy. Grandma's Boy.
No. He's the
Yeah, he's in Waterboy.
They're all
Oh,
in
he's
that,
the
but-
assistant coach.
Yeah, but he's the one that's in the relationship with the other one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the quarterback. Sorry.
And
Yeah.
the kangaroo from the Kangaroo song is like a main writer. He was a writer for SNL.
Oh, nice.
He wrote The Wedding Singer, Pixels. Isn't that a
That's a Sandler.
Sandler? Happy Gilmore, writer for So
Seeing the poster for Pixels, I totally saw that, but I have no recollection of that movie whatsoever.
why did I think that the kangaroo had a bigger role towards the end, where like they like beat him, like he beat him up or some shit? I don't know why I pictured it like.
You might be mixing
You're a
Billy
fraud.
Madison with this or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We got a sneaky cameo by his wife.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah, it's a sneaky cameo. She's the one who like sees Frankenstein at the bar, right? When they're watching
She's the server. At
Yeah,
the
she-
bar.
Yeah,
pops
which
in
team
for-
are you rooting for, honey? The goddamn Jets.
Is
If I-
she still? Are they still married?
They still are unverified, but I believe
She is an attractive
I
woman.
believe they met on this set of this movie, maybe.
Oh, there you go. So she wasn't his wife yet.
I don't think so. I think it was after this that they started giving her a cameo
I
in
don't
every
believe
movie
she
just to keep
acted
that.
too much more. She might. I thought she was a producer. I don't know how she ended up in the movie, but she did.
I mean, if you're a fan of the Sandman, you're familiar with his cast of crew. Whether or not you actually know their name, you at least know them
Some
by
motley
face.
crew.
Yeah.
I'd say this is the. I mean, the guy that was in Grandma's Boy. He's been there. He was his caddy and I mean, they've all been there
yeah.
kind of throughout the years, but he's probably the longest lasting one.
And he seems, the main supporting guy most of the time.
Outside of
Wedding Singer,
Schneider.
Mr. Deeds. He's like the number 2 guy also.
Yeah, that's it for cast and crew, I believe so.
Yeah, let's move on to Unverified. So we did previously talk about how the Waterboy kind of had success during the filming of this, but so much so that Sony sent a memo to the production team, letting Adam know that if he wants, they have extra money to film some expanded scenes, just because, like, hey, you're clearly going to make money off this. Let's actually just bump the budget. And because of that, that allowed more scenes for Rob Schneider and Steve Buscemi, which really originally didn't have that big of roles, but it just like gave him more film time to vamp and kind of get more stuff.
I feel like. So I read that, and I feel like all that means to me is like they just they inserted themselves into the courtroom scene. Because like they were already small roles, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's not like they had too much to go off of.
Yeah, I have no idea what the original.
Or unless it was
role
just
would
early
be.
in production, they just hadn't started really filming
even
yet.
have
Yeah, so
roles
that they
for
could
him?
just write bigger
I
stuff
mean,
in.
no scene that they're in plays any integral part
No.
to the
No.
plot. So it's just like, hey, you guys want to shoot some more shit with these guys?
Sure.
Yeah, cool.
Well, I guess in retrospect, I mean, I could have made some bad decisions after high school.
It was the disco era, but it was more like the do mushrooms,
Mushrooms
figured
era.
out era.
Oh, look, he's sleeping.
I was really into
He just
Fantasia,
goes-
and one day everything just kind of clicked.
The Fantasia part.
Steve Buscemi's
killed
pretty
me.
funny in this.
I like when he goes down and he's like, sausage,
Big
egg
muffin.
muffin.
Yeah.
This one's got a lot of, for me, quotable lines, and I don't know why. I don't know if other people feel the way.
Because this movie hit around your prime of like the Water
Oh,
Boy
this is
and
my
like
prime
Sandman
just
time.
Sandman.
I've always wondered this, and I was happy to find this. When the rollerblader in the park trips on the stick, and you hear "goddamn stick," in my head I was always like, "That sounds like Adam Sandler,"
Oh, I assume
and
so.
it is him doing the ADR of yelling that.
Yeah, I think he does any yell off screen as him. Scuba Steve, damn you.
Well, that's him, but I'm saying that was supposed to be another person yelling "goddamn stick."
Yeah, it was definitely him, and I could tell from the beginning.
You know what also felt like another like overdub was the I do hate my dad.
Yeah, that was totally
like that. That's a Sandler.
I used to at work when people would give me shit, I'd be like, "You're not mad at me, you're mad at your dad." I'd say that.
It's okay. I forgive you.
I am. I hate my father.
While we're on ADR, this could be completely wrong, but it says Brie Larson provided some voices for the film's ADR loop group.
Yeah, I also read that. And funny enough, there was a moment where I was gonna recast
Where
her,
would
and
that
I was
have been?
and I was like, "Oh, maybe that's why." And I got incepted, and I heard her voice in there somewhere. But crazy.
I have no idea.
Court just background. It might just literally because it's like the loop team, just like
Just
street
chatter.
noise. Yeah, just like background noise maybe.
Oh,
She's
wow.
a couple years older than me, so she would have been still a
Pretty young.
kid during this
Yeah.
time. I know she was in some way a child actor. I don't know what she
So
was
I
in.
had to actually look this up, what a loop group is, and I mean, I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to this type of shit. So like, it's just a group of people who do overdubs for movies, like certain.
Is it background chatter bullshit or actual spoken lines?
Maybe a little bit of both.
A little both. So she was just a company kid and
Yeah.
got the work. Brie Larson is.
Did you know that beforehand?
No, no idea.
She's blown up. She was 21 Jump Street, Captain America now, and
Captain
The
Marvel.
Room. Sorry, Captain Marvel. That's my bad.
That's tough. Yeah, it's a tough look.
yeah, just
Fun little one. Working title is Guy Gets Kid.
it ain't wrong.
Nope.
I saw
Horrible
that.
I mean, that is a tough title.
Big Daddy's better.
Hey, I'm saving that on my document spread, and I need to remember what that script's about. Oh,
Honestly,
Guy
I
Gets
Kid.
Like Big Daddy is just what you think of the movie, but like Big Daddy isn't even that great.
Oh, that could have gone bad, just like how I said it at the beginning.
Big Daddy.
Yeah, you went like
Daddy.
sex worker.
And
Big
I didn't
Daddy.
mean to. That was me trying to be like New Line
That's how you say
Cinema.
Big Daddy when it comes.
This one has surprisingly not a lot, but I just want to say this is his biggest grossing domestic film at $163 million.
It's quite a bit.
But his movies, I think, consistently up until, like Jack and Jill. We know the breaking point made money, and that's why you got to keep making them.
I was hoping Jack and Jill wasn't going to come up before I made my Mount Rushmore
Zohan thing? Oh, okay.
No, just so I could like have joked about making fucking Jack and Jill my first pick. It said Adam Sandler trademark is cameo Steve Buscemi. I don't know if that's like.
I wouldn't say it's cameo. He's part of the crew, I wouldn't say it's a cameo as much.
Just in case you're wondering, Jack and Jill made $149 million, so it's not like even that made
Still
a
did
shit ton
fine.
of money. Yeah, he prints money, and that's why he gets
because
to
we
keep
all
making
went to the
them.
theater, then we saw it and we're like, oh, we'll never watch it again.
Wait, was that the movie? No, it couldn't have been. Didn't Adam Sandler make a threat that he's like, if I don't win a Grammy
Oh,
or
no, that was
Oscar this year,
Yeah,
that, like,
After
I'm gonna make
Uncut
the
Gem,
worst.
which I have not seen Uncut Gem yet.
Let's
I
not
will
get to
sometime.
any future
Yeah, we'll get to topics
choices,
later.
but
You guys have any other facts? I'm out.
No.
this was nice and concise. This
This one was. If you guys have any fun facts out there about this movie, let us know on the movie poster on social media. Till then, we're going to move on to questions.
comments.
Animosities.
All right, questions, comments, animosities.
Just a comment. I've talked about this a million times, but I dream of winning a settlement like Sonny, and just like mine's more of like a just get my foot run over by like a
Yeah,
U.S.
they don't
postal
talk
truck.
about that too much, but that's awesome.
I totally forgot that's how he got to live.
Yeah.
Since the last time I watched it, but $200,000 is enough to coast. Although he
Couple
lives in
years.
Manhattan.
Well, I was thinking about that. I mean, it's got to go quick.
$200,000 to coast for a couple of years. Are you kidding me? The way we live, we're living like kings for 5-10 years.
Oh yeah, but he's got he's got rent in Manhattan. I don't know what the '90s is like.
True.
And they are in Manhattan because that's where they're not like in one of the other boroughs. But I assume his dad paid for college and all that shit.
Most of
so
it
he
seems
doesn't
like.
have.
You'd
much
have to
personal
assume
debt.
like cabbie like settlements like for like accidents like that have to be a lot lower in like a big city like that than like a Cedar Rapids where
Oh,
they have like
yeah.
5 yellow cabs.
If I had to get hit by anything, I want it to be city bus.
Ooh, that's bad.
Make it through, but that's how you're getting
Jimmy
paid.
Fallon's limousine.
Yeah. Doesn't it feel like the city's just gonna pay it out right away though? Like, yeah, we hit people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be a lower price. That's
Okay,
that's what I'm
okay.
saying. Is like, yeah, the price is
Get
way
more
lower because they
from
hit
the
so many
personal
people.
sector. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Starts out with a banger. This movie does good soundtrack in
I
general,
like
but
the soundtrack. Period.
We're
it
in-
starts out with the "Passing Me by the Far Side." You know,
We're in the 90s, which means the soundtrack is going to be rock music, which is always nice to hear again as someone in a rock band.
This is just for me, unapologetically Sandman fan will be till the day I die. Don't like what he's done in the last 15 years, but I'm still rooting for him. But this is just it at this moment in his career and my life. Whatever Adam Sandler puts out, I'm gonna go see in the theater. As a kid, I was still a kid here in 1999. I was like 13.
Okay, just like an animosity on Sonny himself, I will say, if you're, kind of all the friends, but if you're that openly big of a dick to someone's girlfriend, it's going to make it pretty awkward around the apartment.
well, even just like for the relationship itself.
Yeah, it'd be impossible. It'd be impossible to stay friends with Sonny if he was always just mocking your girlfriend to her face.
So again, I love this movie. I don't get why they
But
are
if-
friends with Sonny.
You know, okay, yeah, that's something I do want to talk about.
Just in general, it's a tough friendship.
Like, they're being liable for crimes just being around him. He verbally and physically assaults people. He threw the stick in the thing. There's a B&E. He broke into a man's house and took his watch.
He must be still fun to hang out with, even though we don't get any example of that in this movie. He must be like, oh, Sonny's available. He's fun times. He's got $200,000.
It's true.
He's watching Monday Night Football.
He's just buying Chinese food
available.
left and right.
What age?
What is Cozy's? Because he's always bringing up dessert. You want chocolate cake? And he's like, oh, you get 3 slices of cheesecake. So it seems like it's just a dessert place, Cozy's?
I just assumed it was,
Like a diner type place.
yeah, just a something. Maybe Greek diner.
Okay, I like that a little more because I'd assume real.
We got cozy corner around here, so I guess I'm just putting that to that.
Oh, that's
cozy
true.
corner.
That's true.
Yeah, I do want to talk about Rob Schneider. I know there's a lot of controversy with him depicting different ethnicities. I think he is himself. Is he he's half Hawaiian or
Polynesian
something.
Jew, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember what he is, but he's definitely
Really?
not what he's
Polynesian?
depicting here.
Would not have guessed that.
This definitely isn't the worst depiction of somebody. I would say Chuck and Larry's got to be. He's essentially doing.
I don't know. He plays Native Americans kind of offensively too. And
I forgot about the
766
or whatever.
Deadly
Well, it's,
Seven.
yeah, it's 99. There's a little bit of there's a little racism and a little homophobia going on in the movie.
Yeah, to go on with those. Okay, so I don't think this is the worst he's done, and outside of that depiction, I think this is the funniest he is.
Rob Schneider.
And yeah, in any of his cameos.
The part where he's like the cat, like the kitten bit off the head. He's like, "What, are you calling me a liar?" That part still gives me a laugh when I know it's coming.
Obviously, you got the "you can do it," so that's a good
Yeah.
line. But I still think this role is the most complete of his. Obviously, they had extra money to shoot scenes.
True.
I do want to talk about Sonny's friends that are now gay.
Mm-hmm.
So they do make homophobic jokes at their expense. But given the fact that it's 1999, I actually think the depiction of just an openly gay couple is at the moment kind of progressive.
I would have I was gonna say the same thing, and almost Sonny's like disposition, like just whole outlook on it, disposition. It's like, oh, it's fine. They're the
They're
same
just
guys,
gay.
only they look at different porn.
Yeah.
Right after that line too, they have a huge high five in the doorway. So fucking funny.
Which is funny because a few years later, like he makes Chuck and Larry, and that's just a miss.
Yeah.
But at this point in 1999, I'm like, that's not too bad. How many openly gay couples were on screen at the time? For all the, like, what do they call Adam Sandler? Kind of like jock, frat
Frat, yeah,
humor.
frat humor.
I mean, that was kind of not too bad.
Yeah, I would agree with that, actually. Okay, it's just kind of a comment, question, animosity, all of it about the social worker. So, the whole...
Not enough due diligence.
Well, fuck no. The whole... Well, it seems like he was even, like, privy to the fact that the mom was going to drop the kid off. Because he's like, oh, Mr. Koufax, or Mr. whatever, we were expecting your call. Doesn't it seem like... there should be some sort of
he said
check.
that? I don't remember that.
Yeah, at the beginning when Adam Sandler first called, he's like, "Oh, we've been expecting your call." So like, it seems like he at least kind of knew that the kid was going to get dropped off. Shouldn't social services be maybe more involved in the whole process of finding out where this kid's going to go if someone's dying?
yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
pretty loosey goosey. One,
Do they have to say something? Do they have to tell?
Yeah, I mean, you have to probably, I would assume, account for the kid. And
That
like,
means-
Well, not the kid. I'm just talking about like the illness of the wife.
we assume that he says we got to
Of the
know
mother.
the mom said something.
Yeah, so it seems like
And
she was
the
already
social
in.
worker?
So it seems like she was already in contact with the social workers and getting.
Let's talk
working
about
out.
the mom here. I know she's dying from cancer, rough get. Really, like she couldn't leave her son with a family member. She's gonna drop a kid off in Manhattan.
Jordan, she's clearly trash, but I mean, I think we know that much.
Well, then hold on. Way big animosity. Like they're at least asking for a social or something on the phone call. They just said
yeah.
like they're basically just like, "Yep, we're all good to go." You're-
Oh, we love when that happens.
The social worker's acting like a cool teacher and giving pounds. I'm like, hey, bro. He's saying like dude and bro. And like, don't let me regret this, man. He's way too
Never
chill.
asked for ID once.
No, you need that
Immediately.
Immediately,
You
yeah.
would also have to fill out some paperwork.
Yeah.
Somewhere, right?
Yeah, you can't just leave with the kid and wait. This isn't a car. I can't mail the title later.
What do you think about the kid that drops the like skater punk kid that drops him off? Lady paid me $5 to give him to you.
What, that he's really cool and he made $5? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just try to hook up a simple like fucking Apple TV. They asked me for my social and everything. I may have got scammed.
I'll shoot
Actually,
you straight. That's a $10 delivery, maybe. That kid upstairs, that's more than $5.
Is that the dying
Yeah,
mom
that's-
that gave him $5?
Yeah. Sure is.
She looked rough.
She
That's
died.
a cheap-
She died the next day.
that's a cheap job though, right?
I'm not gonna
Or
lie
maybe
to you.
it's the bet. Like here's 10 grand.
Think
here's
about
my life
how
savings.
hard it
No,
was
it
to
was
find
$5.
that. Think about how hard it was to find that door. The address was Kevin's and Sonny's.
Oh,
there's
actually-
no way those got numbers. In
He's
there.
at 3B. He went to 3A, 3C,
all around
3D.
it.
Like
But he gave me $5. He just dropped him off like 6 places.
yeah.
I actually do
He
want to talk.
tried out.
I do want to talk about that place because
Sick?
well, it is sick, but also now as an adult looking at it, well, obviously dirtier than I imagined. But even like some of the wall is just like rotting and falling. Like his bedroom is just
Sick,
like
dude.
boards that from like just rotting boards.
Sick
It is-
loft.
It's a-
only
it is a cool
downside.
loft.
You're living
only
in
downside.
uptown New York City.
Oh yeah, great roof. Love the putting green.
Do love the roof
Signs
access.
everywhere. Only thing that sucks. your-
Catwalks?
It looks to be like your utility and heating bill's gonna be astronomical.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be pretty
Unless
hard.
it's included and you got radiator heat.
We were talking about like Tom Hanks's apartment in Big
Mm-hmm.
last week. This one is.
This seems borderline.
I forgot
if
about this one.
Arnold from Hey Arnold got to be grow up.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
the same
Pretty
thing.
cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
This is Hey Arnold at like
The roof access makes it all you want, and that's a sick place to throw a party. That was 40 people deep.
Yeah, it's a great party.
Love the fridge.
Also, just quickly on the we wasted the good surprise on you. As soon as you see it's Adam Sandler, you know he's like back places.
Yeah.
That's what you're. It's kind of everyone's fault.
Yeah, that must have happened 4 times.
Yeah, yeah.
He couldn't just be
more
him.
communication. Like, hey, we both get off at 9:30. Like,
Yeah.
or like, yeah.
Kind of not his fault.
That same day has happened maybe every day. Like, that they get.
Is this
home
your
at-
doing? I guess so. No, it's not.
As Sonny, Adam Sandler's character, though, just I don't care that he's mean and a bad person, but since we're talking about all his faults, just ruin the proposal.
You're not going to propose, are you?
Yeah, bud.
Actually.
Well, will ya?
That part's hilarious.
That part is cringy, to be honest. Like, you don't. I don't really like feel like awkward in movies that often, but like that part is like, oh.
Well, think about it, man.
You know what it would have taken that same time period, similar actor, take this actor, make it his movie, exact same scene, it would be 10,000 times more awkward. Make this a Ben Stiller movie.
We're not. This is not recasting.
No,
right
and
now.
I don't want Ben Stiller in this movie. Nobody is. He's not a man-child. He's like
He was none of my picks. I'm just saying.
He's nobody's
Hold on
picks.
on
I'm
the
just
recast.
saying the Meet the Fockers and that level of awkwardness in that scene could really
True.
You could really lean
Oh, you
into
could.
it.
Yeah, that's tough.
So just a comment. If you're Jon Stewart and you get this call from Adam Sandler, you at least have to reschedule a flight and figure out why they're like, if there's a kid that's supposedly yours and it's like 5 years old and on your doorstep, you gonna go on the business trip, or you gonna try to
Well, he
figure
was
that
trying
out?
to come back, and Sonny was like, "No, I got this." Like,
Yeah,
well,
but no, he
you
doesn't.
don't.
You know,
yeah,
you know
I know
Sonny.
Sonny. This
If
guy's
you
a piece
have
of shit.
to go on the trip, business calls, sure, I get it. But you're calling your girlfriend, now fiance, be like, hey, Sonny said something. Can you check this out for
Yeah,
me?
if it's your fiance, this is a huge
You're
life.
still missing the flight, though.
Yeah,
at
you're
that point-
delaying it.
Yeah, you can catch the next morning at least. Like it won't probably.
You are 100% not leaving this to
No.
Sonny.
No.
You don't even have a utility in his name.
Especially if you think it's your kid, you're just gonna leave that. No, you're not gonna do that.
No, that's a big. And we assumed the business trip was as long as it was till he came back, so like 4 weeks.
6 weeks total, which like I did want to talk about this later, but fucking
Same
we're
as
here.
big. Wow.
Yeah, but this seems like 6 months for sure because mostly because there's the Halloween
We
in there
start on
too.
Columbus Day. We get Halloween. I say we're like a week after Halloween, maybe 2.
Well,
then-
it took me 8 months to where I could tie my shoe. So that
I mean, that kid can't tie a shoe by the end of the movie, so don't
Still
worry
working
about
on
that.
still fucking.
He gets way better, although in that next year, Sonny, I beat you so bad in basketball, like really speaking full sentences.
Yeah.
In comparison to what we saw in the whole movie. Okay, I just want to talk about, I love
Little swear bear too.
I know that people, oh, he does swear.
Yeah.
I people hate the man-child prototype. I believe they've turned on it. I still like it. It's fine with me. They make for fun movies, I think.
Yeah.
So this is like the ultimate child becomes man and raises, what was a working title?
Man gets kid.
There you go.
Yeah, guy
There you
gets
go.
kid.
Guy
Like,
gets
what is
kid,
that?
something like
I
that.
think the dynamic. I think this was a missed opportunity for Adam Sandler's career to take. He ended up making like shitty comedy, like family comedies, like those ones.
We say that, but he's worth a lot of money. I think it worked out in his
No,
favor.
I'm not saying that he's done anything wrong. It just seems like he still could have made and still can make better movies than he is. Because
Yeah.
we know he's capable of it. We 100%
Well,
know
I mean,
he's
he
capable of it.
dabbles here and there with Uncut Gems. He's trying to make something serious. So I mean, he does like your
That's
hotel
not his
tra-
movie. That's an acting role he got. So he's
Yeah.
got 3 dramatic acting roles.
Let's save
right?
some. Let's save some of that for the Mount Rushmore when we
No,
talk about.
these are not his 3 movies, right? So this is, I probably would be surprised if they're in anybody's Mount Rushmore. You've got Punch Drunk Love, Uncut Gems most recently, and Rain Over Me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he could definitely do more dramatic roles that he hasn't. I'm just saying, based off this and Wedding Singer, it seemed like we were moving into this cool, like,
Yeah, I get
full-figured
that.
character, and then just never happened. And I still like a lot of those movies. I mean, like, Little Nicky probably followed this, right?
Yeah, actually, and that was
Why are
similar.
we're talking about every movie.
No,
right now.
yeah, but they know that. I'm not saying anything. No spoiler alerts. These might be on our Mount Rushmores, but it's just as an adult now, looking back and critiquing Adam Sandler a little bit. He's
No, I get what you're saying.
He can do
He
so
definitely-
much more than he ended up doing.
Well, especially Wedding Singer, because
Yeah.
that might be. I can't believe that wasn't his highest grossing live
Well,
action.
here's why I think. Again, this is a family-friendly movie. One, it's 1999, just in the height of him. And Wedding Singer was a little more niche because it was set in the 80s.
That's true.
and-
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Just animosity. His logic behind getting a child? Like he at least studied law. Couldn't he immediately went into like permanent ownership of like adopting it. Why couldn't he have at least gone through the mindset of like, hey, I'm Sonny Koufax. Whatever Kevin Garrett is out of town right now. I'm gonna take over like legal guardianship.
He probably just would know that wouldn't ever happen. Like
that's true.
It's not his business. Like that doesn't work like that.
Not a lot of thought went into the whole process.
It seems like this social worker is pretty loose anyway. I feel like if he would have just come in and be like, "Hey, what's up, bro? I'm actually the roommate, but he's out of town. He's gonna be back in 6 weeks, but I can hold it down instead of him going to foster care." He still would have been like, "Oh, cool, man. I'll just be back."
Expect to knock on the door from social services in like 4 hours. We're gonna come take the kid.
Yeah. Well, that's probably better for him anyway. Then, so I guess my solution is still just like avoiding a lot of legal trouble. He probably wouldn't have grown up.
Man, it's the 90s.
Oh, I do just want to shout out the social worker, Josh Mostel. You're going to know him from, he's the principal.
Oh, Arthur, yeah.
He's the principal in Happy Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also going to know him from Jesus Christ Superstar. He's King Herod.
Sure is.
And there you go. That's for me more than anybody else. So you are the Christ.
I love
yes,
the big
great
scene
Jesus Christ.
where they go to McDonald's and that you could miss the days when you could miss a McDonald's breakfast. Nowadays, you can get it.
I do want to
24/7.
question
Nope, actually, I did want to talk about that because I had the recent, the nowadays version of that because they got rid of all day breakfast with
really?
COVID. And is it back?
I assumed it never left. I don't know.
I don't think it left.
The same thing happened to me. I tried ordering past like 11. And
How'd you handle it?
Not well. I got something else because like fuck it. If I wanted hotcakes.
So here's my biggest thing when I'm disappointed. I just sigh so they hear it. And then I'm like, I guess I'll have.
Yeah, I'm something similar, which to them is like, I don't give a shit. We won.
Shout out to this scene. Great pre scene between him and Steve Buscemi. Maybe the most fun one. It's Steve Buscemi's tripping. He plays a homeless guy who looks dirty as hell.
When he just passes out and just like looks like he dies.
Oh, he's sleeping.
But also, I forgot that McDonald's had teal shirts at any time. But also in the 90s, everything was doing teal. Every NBA team had a teal jersey.
Everything was getting a little fun.
Everybody had teal. So it was
thought
just
teal and like indigo were like the coolest colors.
Just the two things.
In the early 2000s.
Great Sandler moments in there. Can someone get the kid a Happy Meal? It's just, in fact, Adam Sandler maybe should have gotten more. Again, he's his own industry. He's practically a movie studio, so he did nothing wrong.
He does have a movie
I think
studio.
he's got a net worth of $400-500 million or something like that, and probably assets of more. But it would have been fun to see him in not his movies, in animated movies. Obviously, he did some. He did the Hotel Transylvania and whatever.
Have you seen the viral video of him playing basketball with like some random guys on like TikTok or YouTube?
I have, because you guys showed them to me.
Awesome.
I love
and he's
it.
just still wearing. He's still just wearing like a XXL polo and like one shorts from 2002.
Did you want to hear a Mount Rushmore that I couldn't go on a deep enough list, so I didn't suggest it to the group?
Adam Sandler outfits.
Not Adam Sandler outfits, but along that line. People who wear suits and it's random, but it works because it's so not part of their character. So in the end of this movie, in the courtroom scene, he wears a suit, and it's not the best fitting suit, but since it's not sweatpants, you're like, Adam Sandler, looking good.
Nice.
So
Really
I got
cleans
him, and then I got Bart Simpson when he goes to church.
Nice.
And that's it. That's all I got on the list.
He really cleans up. That
He really
Bart
cleans up,
Simpson.
really putting his hair, combing it and everything. Not too bad, not too shabby.
Just question you guys. Have you guys ever resorted to the newspaper form of cleaning?
Well, that's actually a favorite aspect of mine is how Sonny cleans up every form of mess with this fucking newspaper.
throw-
I'm a little fine with the milk. At least that'll absorb something. The throw up, you can't do that with.
Oh, God.
You can't just leave that.
And on top of his place already, I think, smelling like urine.
It smells like piss. Oh, well, so I had a
the
question.
sheets off.
If the first time your kid pees the bed, how do you clean a mattress? I get washing the sheets, but you just gotta.
You don't.
Try.
I think you
that
just got to do your
sucks.
best and, move forward going there.
Then immediately buy rubber sheets. Damn.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's a kid drinking the first time he's pisses the bed?
Juice, real sweet smelling.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tart
I
raspberry.
assume
I'm
that
smelling there.
all
He's had a
kids,
lot of
though, are
raspberries.
pissing the bed after they're in diapers as toddlers for a while, right?
Say it again?
I assume kids, as they're being potty trained from, diapers.
Oh, I'm
or
sure,
whatever,
yeah.
They got to piss the bed. So is it just, once
I
you're
pissed the bed when I was a kid.
Once you're off that
We all
kid's
have.
mattress onto a real mattress, that's when it's a problem?
Yeah, I think so. We're a full twin. This isn't a kid's mattress anymore.
Yeah, I guess the short answer is I don't think you can dry up a mattress. I think
You just gotta let
that's
it
in
let it
there.
Gotta
happen.
let it ride.
Okay.
Gives it character.
Oh,
Bummer.
I
Bummer
do
to
have an
know.
animosity as
Yeah,
long
it's
as we're
tough.
talking about the kid. him spilling during our montage of change.
I'm sorry.
I love that Sonny is becoming the better like father figure and nurturer, but the kid has a problem with spilling milk, right? And that leads to us cleaning up problems.
Right.
Yeah.
When we move to the Johnson & Johnson squirt bottle, it's going to take 6 years to fill up your
Oh, the
cereal.
milk. I thought the same thing.
It's just never gonna work.
It's like a good idea, bad solution. Like
Yeah.
you're putting more work
I
into
like
this.
where your head's off, but that you're never going to get enough milk
No.
in there.
Which brings up a follow-up question. Out of Julian's annoying traits, what would be the most annoying for you to deal with? The constantly peeing, the crying,
I think the peeing's the
peeing's
worst.
tough.
Yeah.
the back sassing.
No, I think all kids do that.
I was just thinking, you know that scene when he's trying to make Julian laugh because he's crying and he jumps in front of the car and gets hit and he's like, next time, kill me. Another solution to this movie, turn that into another lawsuit and he has another $200,000 and bada bing, bada boom. He has another
Bada bing,
floater
bada boom.
2 years.
Hey, look, kid. Here's how you fucking get a lawsuit.
Yeah,
You
here's
can
how
sue
you
somebody.
Here's how you get 3 years pay.
Let's talk about him and the girlfriend relationship. It doesn't add, but I'm fine with it.
Well, I'm almost
Which one?
saying
Not
Layla.
Vanessa
the
or
main,
Layla?
the main one. Vanessa.
Good song.
Actually,
Makes
has-
sense, yeah.
It makes sense they break up.
Yeah.
I do love the Hooters callback at the end.
Yeah, that's fine.
You got Sid again recasting.
Old
I
balls.
didn't get deep into recasting
Nah,
this
neither
week.
did I. It's fine.
So I think it's a similar name. I took Toy Story 2, the old prospector. I think it's called Sid or something. No.
Did she break up with Sid after that? Or
After being embarrassed?
is that just what she's into?
I think that's what she's into.
Okay. No, I mean, we're all into
this-
weird shit sometimes.
This is not just embarrassing because she ran into her ex-boyfriend. That's also all of her
the people-
ex-friends.
Yeah, everyone she knows.
It's almost worse that it's all of those
because
people.
she knew. She saw them all coming. She's like, oh, shit.
This is not what I wanted. This isn't anywhere in our neighborhood. Yeah, that's the worst. Running into Sonny's one thing, but then running into your other four... I mean, they were all friends in college, right?
Yeah.
Oh, rough go. Rough go.
Comment, the real proof that Sonny shouldn't have Julian is because he's going to come into social services and his nutrition is so fucked from either just eating junk food or just ketchup. He's either coming in with an extra 100 pounds or emaciated. He has not been eating regular.
This movie has so many different types of junk food and like sodas. Like, it's crazy. There was like Slice. Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi. We had some
Slice.
cheesy puffs. We had some Cheese Whiz, I believe, just
I don't know. They're
floating
just
around.
always eating junk food.
That's what I'm saying. He's coming in not good. He's coming
Hey,
in.
Frankenstein, what do you want? 50 packets of ketchup.
Rotted teeth.
You'll lose those teeth anyway.
You know those little fucking kids with the rotted teeth that just like, I want some Skittles.
Oh, I was under the belief as a kid. I'm like, well, I'm going to lose these ones anyway. Might have been from this, and maybe it was too late, and they were adult teeth. I don't know. I do have to say shout out to the judge. She made the right call.
Oh, she was right.
Based off of what we saw, he brought in a homeless guy, an alcoholic.
Well, yeah, actually, there's a montage of him like preparing for the case. What did
What was he
Yeah,
doing?
what did he do? He came in with nothing.
Dribbled the basketball a little bit. Shout out to that.
Great. That's the most work he put in, maybe on just technique.
That each testimony was just like proof that he
Damning,
should,
damning
evidence.
damning.
Even Julian talking was like, he taught me to be a delinquent, essentially.
I was pissing in public everywhere.
Yeah.
I would say even if he showed signs of being a good
They would have called
father
in the
figure?
teacher. They would have called in those like they would have called in so many other
The
witnesses.
teacher would be such a damning
Oh, yeah.
I mean, on
he did
top
make
of everything.
improvements. Oh, okay. Well, I got a trickle down follow up of the classroom scenes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think the fraud is tough to come back from.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, yeah, no matter what, I think he's going to have to face legal problems. I don't think the government's too cool on not getting a payment out of someone who defrauded the government and stole
Jon
someone's
Stewart's
identity.
character didn't press charges.
Great, but the government's still
Yeah,
coming
I don't
after you
know.
for like identity fraud.
And
that doesn't
I
matter.
think Kevin's in a lot of trouble too. I think Kevin's gonna owe some money.
I don't know.
Back
if
Alamo,
he's-
he owes something probably
Yeah,
somewhere. I don't
somewhere.
You can't pay the dead.
know. Well, that's true. Well, now he has a child until 18, so.
Sometimes dead is better.
Yeah, is that? Yeah, he's got a child, right? That would be the thing.
He does have a child. Yeah, he signed up for it.
Okay.
Let's just talk about Julian in the future.
Fucked up. Well,
Too fucked up, or is it
well,
just
well,
you're
here's the
young
pro-
enough where we don't remember that your
Nah,
mom
he's
died,
all right,
dropped
he's
you
all
off?
right. He's all right.
No, it's not. And here's why. Because
He's fine.
Because the relationship between him, Sonny, and Jon Stewart is going to be weird. It's going to be weird forever. You have two dads.
He
By two
pisses in
dads.
public. He probably says some swear words before he's 10. He's just gonna turn out to be like another Machine Gun
Well,
Kelly.
he's fine
And,
with
like,
he's fine with the time he's spent with Sonny. It's more the fact that going on, he's still going to have another guy that really wants to be his dad.
Is
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh no, sorry. You're saying that Sonny still wants to be a dad.
Oh yeah,
It
it's
seems
gonna be weird for.
He took a little backseat to it.
Yeah, well, he has his own kid at the end, so that's probably.
And
helping.
again, this was only 4 weeks.
I still think
6
this is
weeks.
going to
6
produce some
weeks.
like really good like good Charlotte type.
Could be some angsty music.
Oh, filled
pop
with it.
music, yeah.
He has 2 moms, 2 dads.
Also,
Or had.
Life's tough.
I think we're underplaying that his mom's dead and dropped him off.
Yeah.
I mean, she's dead, right?
Oh, she's gone.
dead.
Go
as a
play with the
doornail.
pigeons. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to go back to something you were bringing up before. Just like Layla's character, it is ridiculous considering one. We did say this, but all of his friends are lawyers. Someone should be intervening more to be like, "Hey, dude, what you're doing is fraudulent and like a big crime and probably some major jail time." But more importantly, Layla, she is too busy. She's too smart. She should have some character references of Sonny to know that he's a piece of shit. So like that whole day hanging out with
she
him
knows
never
her-
should have
Her
happened.
sister. But I will say
But not even
this.
that, like that. She never should have gotten involved. She should have known
Sonny,
better.
to her, he's nothing but
Yeah,
red
I get what you're
flags.
saying. She should have just been smarter about the whole
Yeah,
situation.
her sister has been constantly saying, "Oh, this is this guy that
is a
is
piece of
just
shit."
just talks down to me all the time. He's a piece of shit."
He's mean to me. He takes advantage, I assume, of her fiance. But on top of that, she knows that he doesn't really work. He now has fraudulently gotten a kid. Although he was just saying he was watching him, so he did lie.
He did lie to everyone, so
her.
no one else knew. But his 2 friends, the other
Yeah,
lawyers,
they
they
knew.
knew that he was into some deep shit. They the whole time were pretty
To quote
absent.
another movie we did, 61, it's not my problem.
That's true. That's
like,
true.
kind of stay out of it. Although one of those assholes should have called Kevin and be like, hey, you got to take care of this.
If they're all best friends, someone should have given Kevin the heads up and trying to be like, "Hey, man, things are getting pretty wild. Social Security believes that, or Social Services thinks that your kid
Sonny
is."
still got that kid. Did you know that?
and like,
I mean, none of us are telling your fiance,
yeah.
but Sonny still got that kid.
Like, no matter what, when you get back, you're going to have to deal with the fact that there's a kid that people think you're taking care of. So no matter what, you'll have to do something with it.
Okay, I got a real question. Let's say Sonny never goes back to the social services
Mm-hmm.
the second time after he has regret, but the first time he's just like, I'll take care of the kid. Good.
Mm-hmm.
I assume they're gonna send paperwork or set up an appointment. They never do, whatever.
Right.
But then Sonny comes back and be like, I can't do this. I thought I had something lined up. How long was Sonny gonna get away with watching a kid?
Oh,
Was
forever.
Kevin gonna
He
come
was gonna
back and be
sign,
like-
he was going to sign the documents, and then bada bing, bada boom. Kevin has a kid when he comes back. He's like, "Hey, so I ran it." Yeah, really. Like, no matter what, Kevin was coming back to take care of his kid, but at least there could have been a way so they didn't go to
I
court.
got a real question then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kevin is his legal guardian pending a blood test, and he accepts to raise him.
Right.
Could at that point he just not let Sonny adopt him?
Maybe, yeah. You could maybe
But he
pass down
wanted
legal
a kid.
guardianship.
I mean, I'm not saying it makes sense that he would have done that.
Yeah, I think there probably could be some route to that. Yeah.
It seems like
What's the point that
You're going to have to wait 5 to 10, but
Sorry,
yeah.
when is the point that Kevin realizes it's his kid? Is it Buffalo?
The Toronto.
Toronto.
But then we have like 2 more hours of court before it doesn't. It's not until they're like, "Sonny's going to jail." It's like, okay, it's my kid. All right, it's my kid.
I mean, he probably knew it at like when Sonny first called him. He's like, that's definitely my kid. Also, the first call that I would have made when landing in China would be like, hey, Sonny, did you take care of that or
Yeah.
what?
Hey, what's
we
going on
didn't
with
hear
that
about
kid?
him till he came back to court.
Landing, that's the first thing I'm like, do I need to flight back?
Yeah,
Like,
this is a real big deal.
Jon Stewart's also coming back with a new bride. He's like, "Hey, I got her pregnant." So
Oh, we got a real Miss Saigon at the...
yeah,
this is on the record, but I hate spit. Like,
yeah,
jokes.
that always bothered me. I actually looked away this time.
I looked away
I
too.
don't even
I
need to
looked
see
away
it.
both
So
times.
I actually did look at the scene. Is it CGI or how
I
did
don't
we
know.
figure
I
that
looked
out?
away.
It's CGI.
It's gotta be, right?
It's fake. It looks fake. It looks like 90s
Yes.
CGI.
You think Colin Sprouse is just
No, but I think
One
the
or the
other
other.
one.
Yeah, whatever that, Cody.
Dylan, Cody?
Yeah, I don't know their names.
Zach?
I have an animosity here.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the entire movie we're letting Julian Frankenstein wear whatever he wants,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're going shopping at Barney's to get him suits. Just go to Oshkosh B'gosh or some shit or Target and get him some kids' clothes.
Or just-
don't go like from extremes like that.
No.
He's still going to be ridiculous at school wearing a $2,000 tiny kid suit.
Yeah, and he's going to grow out of it in 6 days.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, you can't wear that suit to school and be like, cool.
I had a last little comment. Twisted Metal was the shit. Twisted Metal was awesome.
Still is. They had that redo.
Still is,
the only
yeah.
problem is it wasn't a huge online
I'd say
gameplay.
at the
But
time, at least in our age group, that was top 5.
PS1
top
Twisted
5
Metal was a good
PS1
time.
games, don't you think? Everybody had it. It killed time. Good game.
violent without being violent, you're just shooting cars.
Car guns.
If you were Sonny and you just had all day free in New York, what would you do with your time?
Pretty similar.
Just go to the park and wait for people to fall?
Yeah. No, I like the nap stuff. I like how I like the montage of him being a loser
At the beginning, I actually do like that montage a lot.
I feel like the rollerblading scene is such an Adam Sandler movie type thing. Like,
Yeah,
some guy just go, oh. Look, this guy's gonna fuck.
just unnecessary snare sounds. You got to get them in there somewhere.
True.
No, that's not right, but I do want to say this. This is a sneaky. The foliage isn't quite there, so I assume they shot it maybe off season.
It is a nice
but
fall
the
movie,
feel
yeah.
of it is still a good fall movie. One, because of the wardrobe.
Halloween,
Two, you
I mean,
get that sneaky little Halloween scene. Get a lot of time in the park. It's a sneaky fall movie.
I always have thought of this as a fall movie. Funny enough, that and Mr. Deeds. Like, in fact, a lot of his movies, except for
Deeds
Happy
feels
Gilmore,
fall-like for sure.
Billy Madison, and Happy Gilmore, are definitely summer
Absolutely.
movies.
Billy Madison's like spring.
Well, it's like
summer.
school, but
Yeah.
like the weather
Early
always
days.
seems like summer still.
Yeah.
And obviously, Happy Gilmore seems very.
This
warm
one
and
definitely
summery.
is sneaky. I agree. Mr. Deeds has a fall feel to it. I
Yeah.
like it. It adds to the movie for me.
Fall in New York for both those movies.
I'm gonna switch topics, but it just made me think of this.
Mm-hmm.
The impromptu Scuba Steve outfit that he put together.
Where did he
was
get that?
Ungoddamn canny.
Does he have just like tanks and stuff? I can't remember what he had on his back now, but was
Not
it just
only
a
that,
tank?
he had a wetsuit, goggles.
It's pretty
great
impressive.
outfit.
Everything. I mean, they did a pretty good job with Kangaroo, whatever, for Julian for
Mm-hmm.
Halloween. But that Scuba Steve, just on the fly.
And the Benjamin Franklin outfit, was that school provided, or did you have to make your own costume?
That's an animosity, but a favorite aspect of movies. When movies with real production design replicate community theater or a high school play,
They
it's
make it-
just
yeah.
so much better. And I like it. Like that was like the Declaration of
Oh, they had a
Independence was on.
budget.
Oh yeah, even though it was
We're doing like construction paper hats and like cotton ball wigs, and then like just like
Still
a,
just
a
Jeremy
desk.
in his like
You're not-
shirt and
Yeah.
t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah,
like,
we're not doing costumes. Just an animosity. His speech at the end isn't enough to turn me or
Nope.
anybody. Like, it got his
Nope.
dad. His dad should still be like, I don't give a shit, Sonny. I love you, but you can't raise this kid.
his
Don't
dad-
touch my hand.
His dad seems like a plant. Like, immediately they would just be like, he should have this child.
his dad immediately
Mm-hmm.
created a case of why I shouldn't have it, and the judge listened and she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm with
you.
everything I've seen here."
I love the prosecutor. Like, when the dad says, like, he's a complete moron. I'll rest my case. No problem.
I
I'll sit down.
object. I withdraw my objection.
Now it's like the shut up, Tommy.
Shut
sorry,
up, Tommy.
Sorry, Mr. Koufax.
I do like how the friends and the dad took that moment when they're under oath to ask questions that they didn't want to admit to.
like the Hooters thing.
Hooters
and
thing.
where did you work when you were in college?
Hooters.
That's what I'm saying. All the friends are kind of a dick to her.
No, okay, so they're all really misogynistic and mean to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's just gotten worse with time. But even in the moment they were, yeah, they were. She didn't come off as
A
bitch
mean
or
or
anything
bitch. Yeah,
or
it seems like she
bitchy.
was just dealing with them being dicks the whole time.
she just was dealing with Kevin's asshole friends, her lawyer friends.
True. Let us know if there's anything else you love about this movie that you think we should have talked about. You can hit us up on the movie poster on social media, but we're going to move on to recasting. Recasting. Jordan, you were a little loose on it this week, so Mark, what's one of the lowest people you had? Did you have the dad?
I did the dad.
Okay, cool.
I did-
Eugene Levy?
No.
Okay.
'Cause did you? Okay. I see where you're
That's-
going, but
that's too stern. But I thought he could be a little sillier, but still, I don't know. It doesn't work quite. It should be meaner, but I wanted someone
I've
silly
never
who's in
seen
the
a
comedy role.
stern like Eugene Levy, so that would be
No,
weird.
it'd be way too nurturing.
I've seen him kind of yell on
I
Schitt's
did-
Creek at his like kids on that.
Ed O'Neill.
Okay, that's better than mine. Maybe for just like at least sternness. Yeah, I like Ed O'Neill.
Dan Hedaya?
Yeah,
Okay.
that works for me. He's the dad in Night at the Roxbury. That's the main thing I remember him from. That works. It's the
You're
same-
gonna know him from the dad from Clueless, Dad in the Night of the Roxburies. I believe he's also maybe in Rookie of the Year as the.
Oh yeah, he's the like owner, manager, something
he's
like
like
that.
the manager, the bad guy. Anyway, that kills.
That works.
That clocks.
Mark, who'd you have did you have Phil or Tommy? I did mine as like a grouping kind of for the friends.
Oh, I didn't have those, so go.
Okay. I did Michael Cera and Jonah Hill, and you're going to see with my casting that I kind of did
You
a
just
comedy
stuck in all
gang.
those? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, I could have done a Jay Baruchel and like the other like Canadian ones, but I didn't. I did Michael Cera, Jonah Hill as essentially
that's
a
the two-
Seth
that's
and
the couple?
Yeah.
I love that actually.
Okay, then if we're gonna stay in those comedy realms, I'm going to do Paul Rudd
Okay.
and Jason Segel.
I have them cast somewhere else. You'll see. Nazo. Did anyone do Nazo? That would be
The delivery guy?
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, I did.
I did Danny McBride. He wouldn't be foreign. It would just be Danny McBride.
I wouldn't make him ethnic or anything.
that's
I
what
would
I'm
just
saying. It
let
would
it
just
be
be
Danny
Danny
McBride.
McBride,
That's
yeah.
fine. I don't think he needs to be ethnic. I guess that's a trope that wasn't needed. You
Yeah.
could have just had him not been ethnic.
So I did Will Zasso.
Okay, Will Zasso. He okay.
Oh yeah. He's from
Mad TV.
Mad TV. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me.
I didn't have a good one for him. I think it's actually out of all the roles in this movie, that's somebody's role. That's in his Mount Rushmore of roles.
I'd give it to
It
him.
really
Honestly,
is.
probably.
Who'd you have as Kevin? John Stewart's role.
I'll go quick because I don't really feel comfortable with mine, but Norm MacDonald.
Oh, interesting. He could be definitely one of the friends. He'd be the straight friend that's uncomfortable
Yeah.
with
Okay,
the other
yeah.
guys.
But then he'd make us too uncomfortable.
yeah, baby.
But he's kind of, I mean, he's in Billy Madison, so maybe part of the gang a little bit. That's kind of where I got it.
Hear me
like
out.
that.
This is where I stuck my Paul Rudd because you want him to be super likable like Jon Stewart,
Oh.
someone who you think would take the kid
Paul
in
Rudd's
the end.
great.
Yeah, Paul Rudd makes
I was
sense.
gonna maybe put a young Steve Carell there too, but for some reason it's maybe just I don't know. Paul Rudd works better for me.
Paul Rudd's.
I like
Rudd's
Paul
better.
Rudd. There's something to Steve
Stiff?
Carell that he's either wildly wacky or too straight. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I see. Yeah,
He's either feast or famine when it comes to his acting. He doesn't hit the middle too much.
Nice, yes.
unless he is doing an actual acting role, which I will say he can.
Well,
just,
he can do dramatic roles.
He can just act.
But I'm saying in the world of comedy,
I
he's
agree.
either wacky or the straight man. He doesn't really hit the middle of that too much in
you're right.
comedic roles.
Do you have anyone for the Kevin role?
Never. I'm sorry. I just
John
didn't.
Stewart. You can't. I mean, it's good to
So,
see him in movies.
I had the old guy that Vanessa.
Oh, Sid.
Yeah, I had Sid.
Again, I
had
think-
a
Who'd you
Sid.
have?
I'm still gonna go the prospector from Toy Story 2.
Whoever played Colonel Sanders in The Waterboy.
With this is trickle down comment. Just the weird. This is Adam Sandler. He did this in a lot of the Subway. Just he does a lot of product placement.
True.
And the Hooters one is odd.
Hey, but we also know that Adam Sandler gets that money, so good on him.
It's true. He does get that money.
Who'd you have as Corinne?
I did
Oh.
Elizabeth Banks.
I also did Elizabeth Banks.
I actually would just do his wife Jackie Sandler, who played the waitress.
Give her a bigger. Oh, that'd be
A
awesome.
little more bump up the nepotism.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. This is a trickle down. I don't know if this is the reason she got the role, Leslie Mann, but she was married to. She is married to Judd Apatow, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Adam Sandler and Judd Apatow were roommates in their early 20s before Sandler got SNL and stuff like that.
Nice.
And they have.
Well, she got the role
Continued
from
friendship.
George of the Jungle. Is really what happened.
Yeah, that one I think she got on her own until we see that Judd Apatow produced it.
Who did you have as Layla?
Layla, I'm gonna go chalk.
I'm chalk too.
I did it a fun voice. I did Emma Stone, and I've also done her a lot recently.
Renee Zellweger. That's
Okay.
that's the chalk one.
So
but-
to not just do chalk, I'll do a different form of chalk. I'm gonna do Liv Tyler. Kind of has that voice.
She has
Sorta.
like a soft sort of
Yeah.
way to
what about chalk and go Sarah Chalk?
I do like Sarah Chalk, actually.
Sarah Chalk?
She's Elliot from Scrubs.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah, actually,
she could
that-
be in this movie.
Actually, yeah, I would like that to win. I like her as like the kind of girl
Sarah
next
Chalk.
door.
A little bit of chalk, but
Sometimes I gotta do it.
Who is your Sonny? I won't surprise you. I've been doing Judd Apatow. I just put Seth Rogen. He does the burnout. It's kind of knocked up, but in a different form. It's
He
just,
plays a man-child. He kind of took on Adam Sandler type roles.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. Ooh.
ooh, that
I
could
like
be,
that
that, I
better.
mean, that's essentially
I
dodgeball.
definitely
I
see
do
him
like
being
that.
a lawyer more. So I had a twofold one. One, Jake Johnson from New Girl. I
Ooh,
like it.
I would like that a lot.
The man boy
That's-
grew up. I'd like to see him
That'd be
interact
good.
with the kid.
If they did big, like they could do like Big Daddy again, and then
Yeah.
he would be a perfect.
I would
like
like
that.
that.
Actually, I would love to see Jake Johnson stars and Man Gets Child.
Actually, that'd
Guy,
be
it's
way
just
more
guy
fun.
gets kid.
Guy gets kid. This one was a casting what if, but I still saw it for a lot of the tropes that Adam Sandler carried on his career. But Bill Murray was a casting what if, and this would be a great Bill Murray movie.
Because he is just the classic.
Yeah.
This is my plan B. What about a Jack Black?
Oh, that was my third option. Yeah.
We already know he can do kid friendly because of School of Rock, so that works totally.
And he definitely seems like way more. I mean, this is his School of Rock role, and you could easily do it. It's got good chemistry with kids, like Cameron said. School of Rock, but the burnout, is there more of a burnout? me.
You guys ready to hear the casting what ifs?
Yeah, let's hear it.
This one had some fun ones, and some that we already actually mentioned. Jim Carrey was originally the first person considered for the role.
That makes perfect sense.
I could see this being a
99,
Jim Carrey
it's still like high to Jim Carrey, kind of like we're going to start petering out. Nah, we still had Bruce Almighty. Ben Stiller was up for the role. It would have been a more awkward movie.
I don't like Ben Stiller actually in it at all. I don't think he plays well with a kid, personally.
Bill Murray was up. Well, here's actually, this is where it's...
Sorry, that was... he doesn't... I don't see him acting well with children.
These people now...
Bill Murray would have been way too old.
Well, here's the problem. Actually, I misread that. All these people now were considered for Lenny Koufax, which would have been the father. It would have been Bill Murray, Jack Nicholson, Steve Martin, and Christopher Lloyd. They were all considered for the role.
I just don't see any of them playing his father. I wouldn't say no to it.
I like what we did with like the Stern just...
Also, this is a
gotta be Stern.
trickle-down compliment. One of the best castings of fathers for son was Knocked Up. Seth Rogen to
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis. It was like perfect.
What would we think of this actually? Jerry Springer playing Adam Sandler's dad in this.
Yeah,
he
that
is
would work.
just a
That would
former
work.
just lawyer and also just a Jewish dad, I believe.
Oh wait, Jerry Springer. I heard
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld.
What about
Jerry
Jerry-
Seinfeld?
What about Jerry Seinfeld for Kevin, the baby daddy?
No, I wouldn't see him taking the kid.
Oh, you mean
Ray Romano.
I could do Ray somewhere in this.
A friend.
Ray Romano is Mount Rushmore for me. People I hated until I liked. It's him and a Shia LaBeouf. But I like Ray Romano now, and I'm just chewing away on
Yeah,
it.
you are.
I can't help it.
I'm sorry. I popped a Starburst and then
And then we've had nothing but bag and chewing for 5 minutes.
Sorry. Is it off? Am I...
Let us know who else you think could have been in this movie. I think a pretty good list this week, but we're gonna move
I'm
on.
glad nobody put Kevin James in there.
Well, he moved into the crew later, but not on this one. We're going to move on to Mount Rushmore, top 4.
Mount Rushmore, top 4.
All right, Mount Rushmore, top 4.
I don't think we've done our top Adam Sandler before, but if we have, we forgot it, so we're doing it again. I can't remember who went first last week, but I think, Mark, you're up first. What's your number 1 pick?
All right. I mean, I feel like the list for these first 3 is going to be, I mean, you have to pick some. There's got to be these movies on the list. So my first one is Happy Gilmore.
That definitely would make my top
Happy Gilmore.
4. Yeah. But I'm happy to say my number 1 is still actually open. I think my favorite Adam Sandler movie is actually The Wedding Singer. As far as like his comedies, that might be it.
All on my list. Happy Gilmore is my 1.
Okay, we all have our top 4 so far. Did Wedding Singer make your list, Mark?
It didn't actually.
Wedding Singer is my 3.
It did not.
So I'll go with my 2. It is Big Daddy.
Okay.
I love Big Daddy.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't make my list. Actually, no, it wouldn't. Maybe not.
It makes my list. Here's why I like Happy Gilmore, because it's the best. Here's why I like Wedding Singer. Sick soundtrack, good complete story.
True.
But also that song, Grow Old With You, it's a killer song.
True. Good original song.
Funny jokes, nice little John Lovitz.
So far, our top 3 was Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer, and Big Daddy.
Before we debate our number 4, I would like to hear.
I mean, Billy Madison is like would probably make the list as
Billy Madison's my number 4. I would assume that's in everybody's top 4. Or no,
Yeah.
Mark.
I feel like that
I mean,
would actually
Big
finish it
Daddy's
out.
up there for me too, actually.
That's my number 2. So let's debate what honorable mentions could get crept up, because I think our 4 is
The
about
Water
the same.
Boy. The Water Boy might have been able to make it in there. That was kind of in the same realm. I mean, it was a big hit right before this.
Waterboy, I'll accept that.
Mr.
Honorable
Deeds,
mention.
honestly, that isn't a great movie, but it is just a fun, easy Sandler watch for me. And I have seen it a lot on syndication, so that's up
Both
there for
honorable
me.
honor mentions, obviously.
Can I give a
good.
rom-com?
Yeah.
51st.
Honorable mention for me.
50
That's
First
his,
Dates.
That's his best rom-com, I would say, just like straight rom-com, don't you think?
Can I give you a tearjerker in one when we start getting the Fonz into this?
Not
Henry
as good,
Winkler.
but I do like Click.
Dude, I love Click. Honestly, it's sad. It's a little too sad, but I love it.
Do yourself a favor.
Get your Kate Beckinsale, you get your Fonzie.
Oh, God, and Kate Beckinsale's gorgeous in that movie, too.
Do you want... Okay, so Click, I've never liked it, and I rather just watch It's a Wonderful Life or something else
That's
like
fair.
that.
I get
That's
it.
just me, and I love The Sandman, whatever. It's sad. I know it. I've seen it. Do you want to hear a shout out that you guys won't agree with, but I've just always liked the Sandman
He's going to
movie?
say Jack and Jill, isn't he?
Good
No,
God, no.
God.
That's
No
one.
one's-
That's almost my village for Sandman. I'll still give him chances, but that one was a tough pill to swallow. Spanglish. I like
Oh,
Spanglish.
Spanglish.
You know, I could see how you would like that better than Click
My
in the
mom likes
same
Spanglish.
realm. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
she
honestly
gets
is
it.
because it's almost like a chocolat kind of like
Little
nothing really
chocolat, a
happens
little-
romantic comedy.
A little breezy. It's bad, but it's good.
You know, I will say
It's whimsical and it's not.
I feel like Rain Over Me got overlooked at the time because it was so serious and people didn't see it coming out of the Sandman. But that's a really good movie.
I think out of his 3 dramatic roles, being Punch Drunk Love,
Yeah.
and I've not seen Uncut Gems yet.
It's
but
a movie
I
I've
probably will.
wanted to see is Uncut Gems. You've seen it, right, Cameron?
it's fine.
I just didn't.
It's not my
I heard
favorite,
it
it's
was
fine. It's definitely
tense and uncomfortable.
Yep, it's definitely just a serious movie, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's not my favorite.
But
of
I
his.
think out of his 3, I'm not a big fan of Punch Drunk Love. I don't think he's it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie either. He's not my favorite. His movies, I know that people like his movies, his directing. But that one is just to me Adam Sandler like mumbling.
Yeah,
Adam
I
Sandler.
kind of agree with that.
I'm nervous, and
This goes into his kid realm when he was just
but
making.
sorry, Rain
oh, yeah.
Over Me is underrated, I think.
100%.
And it's sneaky like Don Cheadle. It's good stuff.
We're missing a couple that should probably be on like the honorable mentions list.
Honorable mentions. I'm actually going to
Anger
put
management.
Oh yeah, anger management.
That's a
I kind
forgotten
of forgot
one. It's a
about
weird
that. Yeah, I wonder. That was another one where they almost had Jack Nicholson in there. So I wonder if they have
Jack
some.
Nicholson's in that movie.
Well, no, I'm saying like this one they almost
one.
had him in.
Oh,
So
they're
I,
just
I
like,
wonder
we'll
if they-
get you together
Well, yeah, I
somehow.
wonder if that is some sort of relationship they had that they were trying to work together. This is a kind of forgettable one, but bedtime stories. It's just the one where he works at a hotel and tells bedtime stories
I think
to kids.
that's the best example of. It seems like he's made about 4 to 5 movies. I've got kids now. I'm gonna make these
Kids
super
movies,
kids
yeah.
movies. That's the best one out of all of them, I think.
You're forgetting about the cobbler.
Yes, I am.
Yes, we all are.
Yes, we are. But raise your hand. Show of
That's
hands.
as forgettable-
Who has seen The Cobbler?
Me.
Yeah, we
Twice.
all have. Okay, so
That's as forgettable.
Step
As,
off.
that's as forgettable as the Do-Over. That's as
Step
forgettable as Ridiculous Six.
I'm almost counting the Netflix series as its own
thing. Yeah, I can
There's
see
still
why.
Sandman movies, but it's different.
Yeah,
I do want to
we-
make a shout out to Hubie Halloween's almost worth it.
Oh,
it's
I would
just his
say that too.
characters. Ugh.
It's just the Waterboy doing a Halloween movie.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
so
why'd
it's-
you pick the Waterboy character?
It's not great, but he does what we appreciate and consider a Halloween movie on this movie, which is just the aesthetic and the set decoration of being fall and pumpkin-y as fuck.
The
And it
aesthetic
has
is
that.
there. It's just got a really poor story, and then it's essentially Bobby Boucher.
We have to just say that's my boy because it was pretty good, and I do like.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest.
Shit, give me his name quick. I do like Andy Samberg, and that was a good movie where he does look a lot like him. It works.
Little Nicky's lower on my totem pole,
Hate
but
Little Nicky.
I always like for some reason watched it at my aunt and uncle's house or like my cousin's house.
My girlfriend loves Little Nicky. I would say if we didn't mention it, she would be upset.
So
Watched it for the first time last year.
really,
I just
you're
for,
not gonna like
for
it if
some
you
reason
just
in the
watched
time I just missed it. I mean I
Cameron-
remember it and I knew it came out. I just didn't watch it ever. So let us know what you think of our honorable mentions and some of our top contenders for the number 4 on our social media movie poster for this. And thanks for listening to our take on Big Daddy. If you like what you heard, make sure you like and subscribe on your podcast app.
You
Always
see, Jordan, he didn't have to say it like so sexually. Big Daddy. It just
Big
kinda
Daddy.
came-
thanks for listening to Big Daddy.
If you like what you heard, go back in our roster and check out our movie club and make sure you recommend. If there's anything we missed in any of the categories, make sure you write in on our social media posters. You can find us at Cold Classics Pod. If you have a movie request, you can write us at coldclassicspodcast@gmail.com. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Oh, what?